on? Yeah. Hey, all right, look, it's not my problem weekend, but hey, you know, if it comes down to it, it's always my problem. Hey, where the hell you been? There's something I know in life. It's always my problem. I'm just kidding. Anyway, come on down, join us, Revolution Radio, Rumble, and Friends. Yeah, Studio B, the Winamp player is off over there on Revolution Radio. It must probably, you know, just did one of those season moment things that it loves to do. Oh, I better reset this chat thing over here too, because then nobody will be able to hear, nobody will be able to listen. Yeah. So hey, all right, it's time for the Trump Assassination Files, live from Franklin County, Virginia. I am your host, Mitchell Bupp. Come on down and join us. Let's get the straight truth, not that mainstream media bullshit. All right, I guess the first big news that we talk about is the teacher that did tried to run through the Trump security at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. That's right, 5 shots by the Secret Service, and they shot their own man. I'm going to have to talk. I'm going to have a talk with that marksman expert in my family that maybe it's not his duty anymore, but he used to do some weapons training. I mean, they're going to have to teach these guys how to shoot shit on the run. I mean, really. Anyway, during the White House Correspondents' Dinner, there was a gunman with a shotgun and a pistol, and he tried to barrel and run as fast as he could through the security, where everybody goes through one of the magnetometers, I think they're called. Okay, so yeah, this guy was was I guess he ain't going to be anymore, but he was a teacher of the month awardee from I believe it's Torrance, California. So yeah, this guy traveled across the country with his guns on Amtrak, and then stayed at the same hotel, I believe, where Donald Trump was. And then he decided to make he decided to play, Usain Bolt and just blast and just run as fast as he could through the security checkpoint. Now, shots fired at this guy never connected. One other federal agent was shot, as believed to be he was shot in the what do you call that? In his bulletproof vest or his phone or some crapola like that. So yeah, it's crazy and serious stuff, man. So Donald Trump is he's safe. Everybody, there were no really injuries, except this guy got humiliated. Instead of being some hero assassin, he ended up being, a poster boy for Reynolds rap. As after he was arrested, they stripped him down, probably to his skivvies and his socks, and put a foil blanket around him. So yeah, that was a tweet that Donald Trump put out last night, if you're not aware. But for those that haven't seen it yet, here is the guy on running live through the checkpoint, and he ran through there, and I didn't hear any of the shots. But here he comes running, and it's just a short clip here. And he fell down, and this guy fell down, and they literally took him into custody right there. Now, there are a half a dozen different conspiracy theories or what happened, and that was this essentially a false flag assassination against Donald Trump. Now, on the heels of this, the Department of Justice has indicted former director James Comey for a second time. Yes, the retarded Justice Departments under Donald Trump, and believe me, they all have been wholly aborted, retarded shit. Okay, so they have indicted James Comey for making seashells on the shore that said 8647. Okay? In other words, calling for the assassination of Trump. Now, understand that there have been multiple individuals and high-level government officials that have essentially indicated that they wanted Trump dead. I think it's a piss poor excuse for the FBI. I think it's a piss poor excuse for the Department of Justice not to be literally targeting these people for violating the civil liberties of Trump, the civil liberties of who? Carter Page, the civil liberties of Roger, what's his name? Stone. Okay. Oh yeah, all kind of really juicy, sticky, ooh, rumors coming out about that. Roger Stone claims he has firsthand knowledge of Laura Loomer doing the Kamala Harris for access to onto Air Force One. So. Man, these guys, they got some slime slinging everywhere in Washington, D.C. But, yeah, we have that news and information. We also have the news and the fact that, Obamagate, it really was Obama. It was confirmed. Catherine Heritage had just dropped the bombshell that and Obama was personally briefed by Brennan, Hillary, and by Brennan on Hillary and Brennan's schemes. Okay, in other words, it was a coordinated effort, a conspiracy between the Clinton campaign, between Traitor 44 Barack Obama, the CIA, the FBI, and other government agencies to literally perform a retroactive abortion. And that child that was going to be aborted, his name was Donald J. Trump. Okay? So, yeah, the system is still intact. Donald Trump has essentially surrendered himself over for a Nobel Peace Prize of some kind. And this and that and the other thing. I mean, his ego's so fucking big, they're going to have to build a new fucking canal just to get it through the ocean. I mean, really. So there it is. Obama knew. The let's see. Chairman Graham, is in response to your request, the intelligence community information related to the Federal Bureau of Investigation's Crossfire Hurricane investigation. I have declassified the following. In late July. Oh, late July? Wasn't it supposed to be July 31st when they allegedly opened that investigation called officially Crossfire Hurricane? But we were told that meeting happened in August. Like August the 4th. I'm just saying. These motherfuckers have timelines that crisscross that are not, how should we say it? that are not accurate either. That are not accurate. These timelines and this other stuff that we see coming out, it's still skewed. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. And they're doing that because then they can say they, they were before against it before they were for it, or whichever one of bullshit lie they want to shove out there. On September 7, 2016, U.S. intel officials forwarded an investigative referral to James Comey and Deputy Assistant at Counterintelligence Pete Strzok regarding the U.S. and presidential candidate Hillary Clinton's approval concerning U.S. presidential candidate Donald Trump and Russian hackers hampering U.S. elections. That Hillary was going to use this line, and the FBI essentially, would try to reinforce those false ideas. So yeah, what else we got going on here? Because well, it's a lot more. Okay, in 2020, Maricopa County Board of Elections has come forward to issue an apology to President Trump, stating that election officials in the county have now brought forth evidence alleging that the Secretary of State, now Governor Katie Hobbs, and then and then Speaker of Arizona, House Representative Rusty Bowers, personally ordered them to destroy tens of thousands of mail-in ballots for President Trump and to count tens of thousands of ballots that were cast by illegals for Biden in the 2020 election. So is something going to come of this? No. There is no accountability in America until a vigilante steps up and takes the shot. It's a sad, sad state of affairs, but we have very little of a justice system. Even if somebody tries to assassinate President Trump, I mean, it's, wow. It's just fucked up. That's what I'll say. It's just all seriously fucked up, okay? So what else was this the, here it is. So here it is. Here's the follow-up report that you might want to know about, I mean, if you support Trader 44, Barry Sorrento, then you might be upset about this. But remember, these guys are all intelligence operatives.
I hate to say this, but President Barack Obama, there is now incontrovertible evidence that he was the spearhead of a seditious conspiracy to subvert the will of the American people and overthrow the United States government back in 2016. We absolutely must hold every one of these criminals accountable for the crimes that they committed. They are the most heinous crimes committed in American history. James Comey, John Brennan, Clapper, Rice, Biden was in the meeting in July 28th in the Oval Office. They briefed Barack Obama on Hillary Clinton's plan to, quote, tie Trump to Russia collusion lies. It consumed our national discourse for 5 years. It undermined a sitting duly elected president. It sabotaged administration. It framed a 3-star general. It destroyed and ripped this country apart. We had a...
You know what else it did, dumb fuck? Hey, the CIA then, in 2020, the CIA had their puppet muppet bozo Biden as president. Remember, Joe Biden, under Trader 44 Barack Obama, he was an active agent of the intelligence services. We know that Hunter Biden got his CIA crack smoking job on the board of Burisma for I think it was 115 or it was 155,000 a month totals. Yeah. All these motherfuckers should be in Gitmo and hung. I mean, I'm just saying what many people may or may not, post out loud because, well, they're afraid. They're afraid to say what should be done to these people who have essentially stabbed America and stabbed our country, into the back. Now, I like John Solomon, but really, when it comes to Steve Bannon, I really don't give a fuck about Steve Bannon. I just think he's a grifter from both sides. But what we do know is that we constantly hear this political psyop shit. The same fucking shit we heard for years with the Q stuff, okay? Remember, I look at Q as a counter political intelligence operation that is run by the fucking federal government to drive everybody into a box canyon and make them blow up. That's essentially the world that we are living in today. Hey, hi, Golden Tulip. Hope you're doing well. So yeah, here's this report. Like I said, I really don't like Steve Bannon, but he has a pretty big platform, so people use it to as a mega mouth.
Hi, sir.
Well, as I said earlier in the month, I think that the goal was to make decisions on the first few indictments before the end of the month. John Brennan and James Comey are at the top of the list right now. There's also some FBI agents involved in the gathering of phone records that they're looking at. That timetable is still...
Oh, John. Hey, John Sullivan. John, I just wanted to remind you. They brought the charges against Brennan. They brought them back. They walked them back. So there is no official charges against Brennan, John O'Brennan right now.
Operative, except for one thing, and this goes back to a story I broke Saturday morning. There's been a major delay caused by Republicans. The John Thune Senate has yet to send the John Brennan transcripts over. The House did it several weeks ago, but the Senate, John Thune, hasn't been able to do it. Why? Because he's trying to negotiate with Democrats. And what the Justice Department probably should have done from the beginning, don't send a Friday letter and then try to get a negotiated deal with Democrats. They're never going to make a deal if they think their peeps are about to get indicted. Drop a grand jury subpoena, force the issue, go to court and enforce it if the Senate doesn't comply. I think there was a too cordial a situation for the time clock. And now John Thune sent it because he can't get Democrats yet.
So John Thune's pissing and fucking around. He has been in the Senate for a while. In fact, just announced today that there is an effort by Donald Trump to replace the Senate majority leader. Okay, that's what I would say. That effort was supposedly is underway now.
To sign off on giving the documents in a cordial way, it may have run a good part of the clock out. So I'm a little worried, based on what I know right now, that that timetable is a little bit in jeopardy because you need those transcripts, those official transcripts, if you're going to make a decision. The grand jury is going to say one way or the other whether John Brennan should be indicted. Now, more fire came, also in that same story that I broke about Thune on Saturday morning. Joe DeGenova, the former U.S. attorney, the former independent counsel, the guy that put Marion Barry away and many of his corrupt administration officials, the former D.C. mayor back in the Reagan 80s, and the man who also captured and convicted Jonathan Pollard, the Israeli spy. He's been sent to Florida to sort of become the new chief prosecutor down in Fort Pierce. Yeah. That's a lot of firepower. Now,
question is, will that matter? I mean, I listen. These guys have fucking jerked around and have wasted a year plus, okay? And they spent most of the time, sending bombs to literally to every place in the world, destabilizing a dozen countries, so then Trump could claim that he stabilized them and he should get a Nobel Peace Prize, I mean, look, anybody knows that they give it to Barack Obama with all the bombs that Barack Obama dropped. Everybody knows that it's a participation trophy at this point. Everybody should know and understand that these award-winning journalists that got Pulitzer prizes for their lies about Obamagate and Russiagate and all that other stuff. And you know what's even worse? The newspapers and the editors and or the Nobel Prize committees and the Pulitzer Prize committees, they don't even want. They aren't even asking for the, a Pulitzer Prize win for news, and it's a bold-faced lie. I mean, it's let's just say it's crazy. That's what I say. So yeah, the Steele dossier scandal, it's still out there going around. In fact, there is serious investigation starting into Tim Kaine because he is alleged to have been the architect of Hillary's opposition research in the 2016 election. I don't believe that to be true. You made Tim Kaine's pretty much a dupe, and that's why Hillary Clinton chose Tim Kaine. I think everybody knows that. So, I mean, what the hell is wrong with people? I guess I'm gonna slide back up here to the very top and then go down the list of Trump stuff. Jon Stewart gives Trump rare credit. That's right, Jon Stewart gave Trump an attaboy, motherfucker. Well, anyway, the executive order to slash red tape and accelerate psychedelic therapies for America's veterans. That's right. Jon Stewart said, "Good. Let's give soldiers ketamine and psilocybin mushrooms." I mean, hell, the VA won't even give any or legalize anybody want to get a big fat blunt or something to instead of taking a bunch of Xanaxes or Klonopins or something. Yeah, sometimes you can just go back and sit back in the woods and smoke a big fat joint and yeah, the shit can melt away. Anyway, the order signed just days earlier in the Oval Office with Joe Rogan president directs the directs the FDA to fast-track reviews of promising treatments of like Ibogaine for PTSD and traumatic brain injury, depression, and addiction. So yeah, we'll see. What happens. There's several drugs out here that people use on the side that provide relief. I'm not talking about smoking weed. I'm talking about ketamine and psilocybin mushrooms. There's a couple other that I just, that's not my scene. I'm not into all that. So, I really don't know a lot about those psychedelic therapies for these guys. So yeah, but Jon Stewart, yeah, well, I guess that's a good thing. Navy Secretary John Fellain as departs abruptly as a Trump administration has no explanation why he was shit canned effective immediately. Now this guy was what was he in charge of? Secretary of the Navy. Yeah. So Undersecretary of Navy Hung Cao has been elevated to acting secretary. Yeah, so no reason why he left. Maybe he just said, "Trump, you're nuts," and he says, "I'm out of here." Could be easily. The U.S. is now using Ukrainian acoustic sensor drones and to launch against incoming drone strikes from Iran. Yeah, let's imagine we didn't develop something like that, did we? Oh, that's right. We paid billions in Ukraine to do it. I'm just saying. Donald Trump's Department of Justice has indicted the Southern Poverty Law Center as they have been caught red-handed funding the KKK, funding the Proud Boys, funding other groups that that can be targeted as racist. And in fact, it is now known that both sides of the Charlottesville, Virginia demonstration and riots and the death of that young girl, that woman, are all on the hands of the Southern Poverty Law Center, as they literally paid for and rigged the event so it would be, well, let's just say violent. And they could use that in their, gaslighting of America about the state and the status of racism in America. Yeah. I mean, people forget Democrats are the KKK. I mean, Democrats and the KKK are like, I guess they're like a tick and an itch, I mean, you can't have one without the other, really. It's true madness. It really is what you see coming from those guys. Let's see. Trump's lawyer, John Eastman, has faced disbarment in California. The California Bar Association has stripped Eastman of his rights to practice law because he represented a fascist. Yeah, I mean, listen, people can believe anything they want today, and people believe there's men on the moon, and you know what I think? I think these guys are right up there with them. They think the moon is made with cheese. They still believe in anthropogenic global warming. Cow farts are going to burn Earth out. I mean, really. So what else we got going on here? The voting rights groups have sued the Department of Justice to stop it from collecting what? To stop collecting state voter lists, okay? It's devastating to them when there can't be 20 or 30,000 dead people on the voter rolls and they vote. There have been these stupid, flimsy excuses from some liberal states that said, we are maintaining our database with every name that has ever been in it is going to be in the active database file. Yeah, they're all going to be in one massive file. It's crazies, if you ask me. I mean, anyway, remember when the Justice Department did get records from 20-some states that what they found there was bunches of dead people and illegal immigrants on the voter rolls. And you have to understand, in California and other places, it's I mean, I think it's a fad where people go around trying to get their dog to vote anymore. It's absolutely bananas, okay? A group of states is also suing to block Donald Trump from creating a master voter list of people who are American citizens who are authorized to vote in elections. I believe we have to have that list. I mean, the other part of that is counting illegal immigrants and illegals in the census, okay? There is movement now by Republicans. Finally, they have lodged, they have pulled their head out of their ass and have recognized the fact that the counting of illegal immigrants is the only thing that gives Democrats an even close to a competitive U.S. House. That's the truth that nobody wants to say. Also, this nationwide gerrymandering effort, where in the Northeast United States you have 40 to 48% Republicans in these states, yet they have zero representation at the federal level because of this ideological gerrymandering that has been allowed to go on through the states, where a person's religion, a person's race, a person's culture, their sex, all of that is taken into effect and determine if that person is a liberal or conservative, so they can be what? They can be disenfranchised by fucking bastards like they are trying to do here in Virginia. Okay? Virginia, man, I'll tell you what, it really is. You have to be a retard to be able to to wrap your head around the Democrat argument that is just so retarded in Virginia for this this attempt to gerrymander Virginia. They have said that the election is only one day, but the 90 days or however many days that they've been voting on this election, they have said that has been an accommodation. And that has not been an election. And the election took place on this date. And the reason that is because there are certain statutory number of days between stuff that the state government here in Virginia has to do in a sequence. And they haven't. Look, they're a bunch of lying, cheating, grifting bastards. Okay, you know that should be maybe the definition of a Democrat in the dictionary. So anyway, it is sheer crazy that Democrats are afraid to show anybody their voter rolls. Well, what about the candidates? Can the candidates see the voter rolls? I mean, we have to ask that. Meanwhile, the U.S. has said no more cash on ballots. Now these fools may have restarted it, you know, but understand that the United States every month has been sending $500 million in cash on pallets to Iraq. That's $6 billion a year of welfare to Iraq. And we're withholding it because we want them to choose a different leader. Now, cut the money off and get the fuck out. You know, I mean, do these people really think that we're supposed to be this world empire or some crap? I mean, I don't know what the hell's wrong with people. They kind of lost their mind. Yeah. Judge tosses Laura Loomer's defamation suit against Bill Maher. I think he made a joke suggesting she had an affair with Donald Trump. What she's really upset about is that she didn't have the affair and that's what she was angling for, okay? As I said, you know, earlier, Roger Stone claims that Laura Loomer gave somebody a blowjob to be able to get on Air Force One. Okay, I'm not sure who it was, some higher level Trump official, and that official should be thrown out the fucking plane at 30,000 feet. Then give him a parachute, but. Who would give a fuck, man? I mean, I'm telling you. What else we got going on here? An appeals court in California blocked a law requiring federal agents to wear identification. Yes, and or a mask. Those are things that the state courts cannot force the federal officers to do. Dr. Oz says anti-fraud effort is coming to all 50 states. In fact, they just raided another 12 or 14, Somali bars that were literally nursing homes. No, I'm just kidding. 14 more people arrested in Minnesota, and Tim Waltz is taking credit for it. I mean, those are some really grimy, slimy motherfuckers in the state of Minnesota. I mean, listen, the truth is that half the people in the state, in the disbursement side and in the investigative side, when they didn't investigate all that fraud, they should be fucking fired immediately, because neglecting fraud and failing to investigate it, it should be immediate grounds for immediate dismissal. That's how I look at it, okay? But that's just me, all right? What else we got going on here? Trump plans for a mic drop media confrontation at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, where, everybody gets up and talks, and Donald Trump, they roast Donald Trump, and he gets up and he gets to roast some other people, but that never happened, okay? Kash Patel, Pete Hegseth stood up there eyeballing around after the shots were fired, looking, standing over his wife. Kash Patel is standing there. Maybe it's just because he's got, his dark complexion and these extremely white eyes. I mean, he looked like a deer caught in headlights. And, they're only people that ran towards that gunfire were no government leaders. They were all trained agents. Okay, that's their job. But listen, if you're in the military, if you're part of that administration, what do you think your job should be? Run and hide and cover, or to literally run and attack? You have to attack. God damn. I mean, what the hell is the matter with these people? Oh, yeah, what else we got going on here? The U.S. was thinking, or is still in the process maybe, of trying to buy Spirit Airlines. The airline is deep in debt and requires $500 million cash insertion to keep it flying. They said that, they're going to buy it, and then they're going to give it to the Army or the Navy or somebody, I mean, really. It's going to be like Air America all over, huh? Then I guess that they're going to bring people to the real spirits. Yeah. Let's see. The Donald Trump administration has brought indictments against one of Dr. Fauci's associates, who told him, fuck FOIA requests. We're going to hide everything. We're going to rig this. And so they got him on a couple minor charges. And, it's a shame, because, this guy should be jacked to the fucking roof with what Dr. Fauci and the rest of the dickheads have done. Okay. Yeah. Oh, look. Bloomers packing in her bloomers. Well, that could be true.
Transparency. I've got close to 11 million pages. We uncovered they hid the signal on myocarditis. We also just recently uncovered that they also hid a signal on ischemic stroke for people over 65, the tail in 2022, 2023.
COVID.
They hid both signals. They downplayed them. But what is most alarming, and we'll be holding a hearing on this next week, I've got a draft report. They were made aware, Peter Marks was made aware on March 26th of 2021 that the inventors of the algorithm that analyzes the VAERS data was going to mask adverse events. He was told that by using a different system, they had uncovered 49 examples of extreme masking, 25 significant adverse events, including sudden cardiac death, Bell's palsy, pulmonary infarction. So this report will be issued in conjunction with that hearing. Again,
The fucking Biden administration was run by the CIA. Okay? Everything was literally run as an intelligence operation.
Didn't need a sophisticated mathematical model to tell me that we had safety signals screaming at us. This chart shows the deaths associated with vaccines all the way going back to 1990 when theirs started, a couple hundred a year. Anaphylactic shock, that type of thing. 2021, over 20,000 deaths, and for 5 years, FDA has been saying,
yeah, so, look, these motherfuckers need to have face justice, okay? All these sons of bitches that literally, that helped, how do you want to say it? That helped cover up the COVID clot killer shot and literally played into all of this. This is why I've said this is probably one of the reasons I got banned over on YouTube, because I said Google, I said Facebook, I said YouTube. All of the disinformation and misinformation that is official government propaganda. All the big fat fucking lies from the government. So what do? They ban people. They censor, and they eliminate a voice of reason, voices of truth. So anyway, accountability. Like as I said before, I haven't seen anybody in this administration held accountable for fucking anything that they've done. Nobody in the fucking government is literally trying to send these fuckers to prison. It doesn't. It looks like everybody's sitting around playing with their fucking peckers and hiding in the closet with their girlfriend at the FBI, at the DOJ, at these other places. Okay. Anyway, I mean, where else? Where else should we go next? We got see how much time we got. Trump's meme coin. Yes, a meme coin is just a piece of collectible crypto that goes up and then it goes down to, well, much of nothing, okay, to a collectible value. It's not like a Bitcoin thing, okay, where it gains, holds value, and is expected, and is a limited number, and blah, blah, blah. I mean, literally, these meme coins are often where lawsuits start. But Donald Trump is, trying to pump it back up there. I think it's because of Barron that he even does anything with crypto. But that's just my opinion. I just, I try to stay away from electronic tokens because the simple fact is, without electricity, electromagnetic pulse, you have nothing. Yeah. Anyway, unless you could have printed everything out, I guess. But yeah, the Trump administration aims to strip citizenship from hundreds of people, and in a new push to denaturalize people. That's right. The administration is assigning denaturalization cases that could lead to a surge in people being stripped of their U.S. citizenship. If you're a murderer, a killer, a rapist, if you came into the United States and you lied about your conditions, or whether you had committed crimes in another country, or the heinous crimes that you may have committed here, I mean, listen, I just think it's a waste of time to denaturalize these people through the government administration. I believe they can be denaturalized through de-evolution of composting. If that makes sense. If you get my grift, okay? I mean, here in Virginia, the governor has ordered people to ordered the counties to not work with ICE and get detainers and stuff against guys and peoples and such. Huh. Yeah. Meanwhile, in the last couple months, we've had 2 or 3 people murdered by illegal immigrants. Literally, some guy raped somebody. He got out of jail. They let him out of jail. And what did he do? He fucking murdered somebody, or vice versa. This is the kind of shit that we have with illegal immigrants who are 100% aware that they will never suffer the consequences of the crimes that they commit. Like, and you know, I mean, listen, if they're letting illegal immigrants out of prison on these types of crimes and stuff, they literally have to, or to be equal, they have to let everybody out at those bond levels to give the people that are charged with certain crimes. You know, they have to have similar crimes, and they get similar sentences. They because their race or because they're an illegal immigrant should not take into any effect of that. And if it does, it's wholesale racism. It really is. Yeah. Meanwhile, did I talk about Act Blue? I don't know if I did. I talked about it this morning, but I don't know if I talked about it tonight yet. Yes, Act Blue was in front of Congress, and it's the two people that went to Congress for Act Blue pled the fifth against self-incrimination 146 times. Act Blue, the Democrat fundraising machine, poured $16 billion into candidates and causes. It's now exposed as an illegal foreign donation money laundering network. Basically, election interference, illegal straw donor schemes, and dark money and being pumped in from outside the United States. Using what? Using gift cards. You know, hopefully those gift cards can be tracked back to actually who purchased those gift cards and or who put the money on them, so they can be, well, perp walked. That's what I'm hoping, but yeah. Listen, with this government, the only time there is accountability is when the government is out to get your ass because you've either embarrassed the deep state or you have to be shut up. So yeah. So let's see. House Chairman Brian Steele, James Comer, and Jim Jordan allege that CEO Regina Wallace-Wells made false statements to Congress. And Act Blue withheld subpoenaed documents, some of which were discovered by the New York Times. The DOJ has opened a full criminal investigation into Act Blue's role in facilitating foreign interference in U.S. elections. 19 state attorney generals are actively investigating Act Blue for fraudulent fundraising and potential money laundering and misuse of donor identities. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton has filed a landmark civil lawsuit against them. The numbers aren't small. We're talking about thousands of donations from foreign IP addresses using prepaid cards. Yeah, so will anything happen to these guys? Did you expect that? I don't expect something to happen to them, really. A U.S. Special Forces soldier has been busted in the last week. Yeah, because he was part of that team that went in and got President Venezuelan President Maduro. And he bet on in the poly market when and blah, blah, blah would happen. And yeah, he made $400,000 on the bet. He's been identified. Some people have called for his court-martial. Some people have called for his to give him what do they call that? Immunity. I don't know. I think it's a really fucking stupid thing to do for a soldier to do something like that could track back or trace back by a foreign adversary to, you know, even though he had somebody else do it for him. So, yeah. Maduro is now a cooperating witness with the Department of Justice. And he is giving information about politicians and Democrat and Republican alike that have taken bribes from Venezuela. They have taken money. So be aware and get ready. There was also another bombshell. I may have mentioned this earlier. There's a bombshell during an interview with NBC News. Former President Joe Biden slipped up and admitted that Barack Obama was called in to run the country when I got a little worn out. What Joe Biden just said. You're saying that when you weren't feeling up to it, an unelected former president was making decisions for the country. Well, I guess that's true, replied Biden. It doesn't sound so good when you put it like that. Biden's handlers ended the interview shortly after, but this is just another fact that we knew, that Barack Obama said what? He wanted a third term. He just had an earpiece in somebody's ear. What? He got brain dead Joe Biden. The question is that needs to be answered is who was Joe Biden's CIA handler and who essentially, ran Joe Biden the years of the presidency. That's, Joe Biden should be, put out to pasture. And, maybe it'd be help if he had his neck stretched somehow. Be an accident, of course, pull that trap door. It's an accident, right? Anyway, yeah. So, what else they got going on here? Texas Governor Abbott struck back hard. Islamic groups believe Texas would quietly submit just like other blue states. They thought lawsuits, pressure campaigns, and cries of Islamophobia would force Texans to feel bad for Muslims. I guess they don't know Texans, do they? I just don't believe Islam is compatible with the Constitution, but at the same time, in all honesty, neither is the Zionism or Judaism, whichever branch of it you want to fuck with. So at least that's how. Yeah. Wow. In illegal immigrant, violently rapes incapacitated man behind a dumpster on Long Island. That's pretty fucked up, isn't it? Yeah. It really is. Howard Lutnick in an interview admitted he lied. Yeah. He told everybody that he had sold 1,000 of these Trump 100,000 or $1 million visas, golden visas, when in fact he sold one allegedly for $1 million. Okay. So remember, the art of the deal is to lie and make it as if everybody has gotten one. So yeah, that's about that, and that's what's going sideways right there. So anyway, man, no break yet. I guess I can make a break. I can share a break for everybody for a couple minutes. I can take my mouth out of a gear and my jaw's tired from talking. Can you fucking believe that? My jaw is tired from talking. God, I'm going, man, this just sucks. Breaking, Charlotte, North Carolina canceled schools so thousands of teachers could go protest on May 1st, May Day. Nearly 150,000 children will be stay home so teachers can go protest on May Day. Yeah, that sounds like these guys. Really does. What else we got going on here? Dun, 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 dun. Was it this one? Did we already? Yeah, I already saw this one. We already did this one. As I'm going down through my list of special and news information. CIA-backed Al-Qaeda-linked Syrian leader sat down and watched a Western children's show the other day. How far has the Taliban head choppers have come from chopping heads to sitting and watching a dance performance of Missy Elliott. I mean, really, these people are fucking bizarre. This guy should be fucking get a Sinshu drone of his own. One of those Sinshu missiles where they have these swords come out, shoot out the side of the thing. They're made to really just basically cut a fucking car in half. Okay. Yeah. It's like, holy screaming eagle shit. Yeah. So it's there, it's going down, and oh my God, did I really do that earlier? Did I really close my Winamp player? I can't believe that. We're gonna have to open this thing back up. I mean, really. I'm gonna have to have a little break. Whew. I don't know why, but man, I'm telling you. Let's see. There it is. That's WhatsApp. I don't think I want to do the WhatsApp. Let's see. Winamp. There it is. Okay. Hey, we'll play some songs. I'll play music for a minute so I can kind of get my head in a rest mode. Whew. It's just been, man, it has been a very, very trying week. Let's see, take the shuffle off. I guess we'll start with Blue Doom at the top. I want to move Freedom Rings down to there. Okay. Okay, that looks like a pretty good little break. We can start right there, I guess. Oops. Oh, wow, kind of loudish, ain't it? I still gotta share it with Mama. I'm gonna take a break for a minute, guys. Man, my fucking jaw.
Crushed beneath the weight, choking on the words, echoes of a lifelong.
Hold on, here it comes.
Manipulation, indoctrination, this became drugs and gold. Brainwashing, rinse and repeat. The truth is bought and sold. Spit it out, chew it down, till the colors fade to gray. 12 years of training, just a puppet in the fray. Restricted minds are marching, hearts are beating down. In a world where thoughts are shadows, they'll wear the crown. Cutting edges, hiding flaws, painting life in plain. Rational thought is buried beneath the weight of shame. Welcome to the retardation nation, where confusion breeds their best new delusion. Crushing dreaming through the dust of blue boxes fighting cold, drowning in the silence while the truth bought and sold. Retardation nation, a bittersweet decree. Our minds are the battleground. We fight, we bleed.
Twisted paths, they lead us in maze that never ends. The echoes of conviction, they're our only friends. Isolated thoughts of walls built to keep us in line. But every tear and fracture is a reason to define.
Are we lost in the shuffle? Stolen from our hearts, designing faithless futures while sanity departs. In an army of the blind, led by voices with no sound, to destroy what we are, still breathing underground.
Welcome to the retardation nation, where confusion breeds their best new delusion. Crushing dreams into the dust, the toolboxes hiding cold, drowning in the silence while the truth bought and sold.
Assassination, a bittersweet decree. Our minds are the battleground. We fight, we bleed. Stand up, break free, arise from the ashes. Truth is running naked.
All right, we get ready to come back.
Grab the light, ignite the fight. Let the voices scream and shatter. In this retardation nation, reclaim what truly matters.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's that. That's Retardation Nation. Yes. That's just one of our little AI doodads that we got done here in the Revolution, or on the Revolution in the Morning show, and of course these Trump assassination files. Let's get back here. Let's get back. Let's stop sharing this shit so we can get back on the same. Hey, that's right. It's Billy Bob. Billy Bob, and there's Baby. There's there's the day. There's the doggies. Yeah, Billy Bob hogs up the seat, and wow. Well, they are playing now. Well, okay. I must have wished them up because I don't see it. Is that on Studio B or A? Because I don't see it. I don't see it on my end. Maybe they are playing. But anyway. So, yeah, I hope y'all are doing well. God bless you, man. I am telling you, it is wholly weirded out. Let's go down here and start at the bottom of the news and work backwards. And before we were started at the back of the news and worked sideways. Something like that, okay? Let's see. Yeah, Comey indicted. I talked about that. David Morin's charged with COVID records cover-up. It's a joke. It's a joke what they're charging, how and what they're charging these guys with. Okay. If they had any fucking heart, if they had any fucking balls at the Justice Department, they would be charging these sons of bitches with murder. And let the fucking pharmaceutical companies, let Dr. Fauci, let Dr. Collins, let Dr. Daszak, let all those fucking cocksuckers, let all of them then say, no, 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 it wasn't a planned murder. We didn't plan to kill all these people. So then you basically have the doctors then admitting it's fucking manslaughter. Bunch of murdering bastards, okay? Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Trump is repeatedly blasted German President Merz over his statements that the United States was humiliated by Iran and that the United States, lost. Well, I'm sorry. I just think it's a sorry ass tie. I mean, let's be honest. This federal government isn't. Man, this federal government is gone completely bonkers, hasn't it? I mean, it really has. I'm just pointing that out, that our government is so far out of control that the president is basically in a little bubble, and he's got 2 layers of the 999 layers of government that Donald Trump controls. Everything else, as soon as it gets out past that, it just fucking dissipates. All the orders, all the all of everything, it just evaporates. And the president is in such a bubble that they don't essentially do jack shit. So yeah, it's crazies, and crazies. Let's see what else we got going on here. A nation divided, the chilling embrace of political violence. Jonathan Turley writes at jonathanturley.org. We're seeing an increase of support for violent action across social media, including those lamenting about the presidential assassination that was not successful. And they're all bummed out. They're all hurt. Not a damn one of them are lining up to run at the next shot because they know the deal, okay? It's absolutely fucking disgusting, all right? There's been multiple people already that have lost jobs and are under investigation for essentially saying, I can't believe this guy missed shooting Donald Trump. I mean, look, he shouldn't be... that is essentially condoning violence. Condoning basically the bully, okay? And it's just one of these classic things, too, where people that claim to have always been victims by some bully have now decided to become the bully to literally beat people to fucking death, okay? Because they have a different idea. Yeah. One poll by the University of Virginia Center for Politics found that 52% of Biden supporters say Republicans are now a threat to American life, while 47% of Trump supporters say the same thing about Democrats. This is classic manipulation to bring people together to create violence. Okay? This is a staged plan by the FBI, by the CIA, that is essentially using social media to foment the differences and the clashes. And it is truly total information awareness. This program is in fucking action right now, and they are playing everybody as if they're in a dancing to the government tune. And as soon as the government turns the music to a different beat, people fall right in because, well, it's, you know, it's the government beat, and they got to keep on going. Yeah, it's a sad, sad state of affairs. And the truth is that this is this is ripe for a violent civil war here in the United States of America. I know a lot of people don't think that that's so far out the realm it's not possible, but the truth is that Democrats are literally, you know, embracing this violence as they have all through George Floyd, all through all the shit with Antifa and the social Marxists, you know, that we have seen going on since the rise of Donald Trump. Okay, that's just the truth that nobody wants to say. Let's see. Earlier survey, Baker Center at Georgetown University captured a growing divide among Americans in this 250th anniversary of our revolution. Public distrust of media, democracy, and each other appears to be growing as 1 out of 7 Americans now embrace political violence. Okay? I know that's just, 18% of the population, 1 out of 7 or whatever it is, you know, but listen, the truth is that's high. That is a political civil war. You know, the question is, where the bodies? How are they going to lay? What is going to be caused? And when is it going to pop off? Okay? That's just the truth of this world that we're living in, okay? With the third assassination attempt on Trump, the survey suggests a sizable number of Americans may share the views of Thomas Allen, the alleged attempted assassin, and that even murder is now legitimate, even righteous, and a righteous response to political opponents. Listen, we are seeing these acts of violence within the black community. I'll just straight out fucking say it. Within black communities and within Democrat cities. These are violent shitholes that are literally outside the norm of society in the United States of America. In the cities, the norm is violence. Period. End of story. Okay? God, I drank almost all that already. So, so be aware. I guess be aware. You know, Jonathan Turley says, when in his book Rage and the Republic, he said when Michael Ghalem, Jean de Couvert, asked, "What then is the new American?" This new man, he was a Frenchman, later author, cartographer, farmer, diplomat, who adopted the name of John Hector St. John, as well as a new identity as an American farmer. The greatest challenge of this century may be to rediscover the essential character that seems to be lost in America today, and that the early writers of our Constitution and our laws had in America. Okay? there was a guy busted selling when he had 100 pound of fentanyl. I mean, literally hundreds of pound, 100 pound of fentanyl. $60,000 cash bond. He's out the door. I mean, really. The state of our judicial system is bad. Okay. What else we got going on here? Dun, 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 dun. More than 1,000 TSA officers have quit amid the government shutdown. Now, allegedly, they're supposed to be getting paid and all this other stuff, but they're 1,000 people short right now. Okay. So that would be, that might be a place somebody might want a job, or, well, probably not want a job, in all honesty. Probably people want to Uber and Lyft before they work at, the TSA. I'm just saying. What else we got going on here? Energy Chief says Hormuz can reopen without clearing all of the mines that are, floating around in the Straits of Hormuz. Sure. Okay. Yeah. What else we got going on here? Tom Tillis has given the what do they call that? The new Fed Chair Warsh a thumbs up. Now, what was happening was the Fed was resisting a new Fed chair, and until Donald Trump withdrew their lawsuit against the renovations at the Federal Reserve Bank, which are costing approximately $1.5 billion. Okay? Now, I don't know if that's one Fed bank or if that's a whole bunch of offices or what the hell that is, but $1.5 billion for remodeling is a shitload of fucking money. And so I can understand why, why the United States government wants to know what is really going on there. Okay? Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. White House Correspondents' Dinner. Shooter charged with attempted assassination of Trump. What do you think they were going to charge him with? Bringing an unregistered pizza? I mean, really? Cole Thomas Allen, 31, the accused gunman at the White House Correspondents Association dinner shooting, with 3 criminal counts: attempting to assassinate the president, and having a gun and taking a firearm across state lines. Oh man, they're really going to hit him with those. Man, they're gonna really hit him. Allen was equipped with 12-gauge pump shotgun, a 38 caliber semi-automatic pistol, and 3 knives. Anyway, he remains in custody pending a Thursday hearing. I guess the hearing was today, I think, and so, or I guess, yeah, no, today's Tuesday, isn't it? I'm sorry, I lost track of the week. At least I know what World War II is and not World War XI like Ilhan Omar. That's right, the retarded congresswoman actually said World War XI when she was trying to read Roman numerals. She quickly corrected herself, but give me a break, okay? These people are fucking nuts all around the circus, okay? They're giving fucking peanuts out to everybody, really. What else we got going on here? Trump endorses a changing of ICE. That's right, Trump wants to rename ICE to NICE, from Immigration Control and Enforcement to National Immigration Control and Enforcement. So, I mean, it was another psychologically stupid move. I mean, literally by Trump, You can't make that up. Really, you can't make that up, okay? Ronald Reagan shooter John Hinckley says that the D.C. Hilton, where the correspondence dinner was, is not the place to hold a place for the president because, well, they seem to be getting shot there or shot at quite often. And I guess John Hinckley, since he's been there, done that, he would know, huh? Yeah. J.D. Melania Trump has condemned Jimmy Kimmel about and urged ABC to fire him, I guess, about jokes about the First Lady becoming a widow. Yeah. That is cool, crude, and whatever, but it is a hurtful joke, and it's not illegal. I mean, you can burn the fucking American flag. You can take the American flag and make fucking underwear out of it, and have fucking shit stained crack drawer underwear of the American flag. But yeah, don't get me started, okay? Don't get me started about is this, that, and the other crap, crazy, stupid shit that they got going on, okay? So nice. What that's just fucking, Donald, you should quit treating people like they're fucking children. You should quit treating the government like they a bunch of fucking 5-year-olds that just that's nice ice. Yeah, is that going to be the new logo? Nice ice. Yeah. I mean, psychologically, they're going to fuck another word up to us, like Obama fucked the slogan hope and change. Now everybody in the world knows that there is no hope and there is no change, and that fucking oh man, and that Barack Obama is, never mind. Idiocracy is the winner here. Really, is the winner. The United States has quietly had to admit that an Iranian jet actually bombed an American base in Kuwait at the start of the Iran war. Yeah, they tried to keep it quiet, but now it's coming out that the damage done by the missiles and the bombing were much more severe or bigger than what the military made out, which is, well, normal propaganda to lie about your losses. Remember, Ukraine's only lost 30-some thousand people in all the years of war with Trump or with Russia. Trump. I got that in my brain some reason. I don't know why, man. So what else we got going on here? The Pentagon investigating a fire at a UK base where the US is using that base to make bombing runs in Iran. There was a mysterious building that had been empty on the base that burned down. In all honesty, that just sounds like another counterintelligence political operation, to create this idea that protesters are a problem and need to be dealt with. So yeah. Pete Hegseth reportedly took Kid Rock on an Apache helicopter joyride. Yes, Pete Hegseth and the Army caught hell because two choppers made a flyby of Kid Rock's house. Now, Kid Rock has gotten a first class seat in one, and I'm sure he enjoyed the hell out of it. So, yeah. What else we got here? Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. The money printers have crossed the point of no return. I didn't never think that the money printers in the world, the governments and central bankers, they have no point of return when it comes to this Ponzi system. In fact, they have to crash it. They have to wipe it out right now because they got to switch it all over to a digital currency. And at the same time, the big boys and all of their debt, they get to shed all of that when they make this digital currency transition. And believe me, that is one transition that you will not really enjoy as a citizen. When you realize that your money can be stolen and locked down from you, and because you spent too much, you bought the wrong thing, you bought this, that, and the other bag of chips, okay? Sexual misconduct scandals in Washington, D.C. spark a scramble for reforms, expedited investigations, and all other stuff, okay? All this ass smacking that's going on in and around the Capitol building is, you know, it's as if it's one big orgy. And I can guarantee you, Democrats and Republicans are getting it on with each other every day. You know, you got to remember people like Morgan Griffith here in the 9th District. That this guy had voted against exposing all of the lawsuits that congressmen have had against them, and that the House Ethics Committee had paid money out on. I think that's something, you know, if our politicians are, you know, committing sexual battery offenses while they're on the job as our representatives, we the people should know, and that motherfucker should be gone before the door hits him in the ass. Or her. So, yeah. What we have is this essentially this we have this system that takes selective people out. And that's the basics of the world that we're living in today. Okay? People are asking, where is Tulsi Gabbard? Okay? I mean, this is the Atlantic. Remember, the Atlantic is a left-wing CIA deep state propaganda rag. It's more like used toilet paper over at the Atlantic. I mean, they stick to the wall because they already got shit sticking to the wet toilet paper. But anyway, you know, usually what the Atlantic throws sticks to the wall because it's got shit on it. Anyway, they're asking where Tulsi Gabbard is. Where's Tulsi? Remember, some of these same people are the same ones that smeared Kash Patel just days before the Southern Poverty Lie Center was exposed and the federal indictments were dropped. Do you think that that's an accident that just days before, you know, that drops about the Southern Poverty Law Center, that all of a sudden Kash Patel is getting smeared in the media? No, it's, you know, it's literally trying to discredit the story, discredit Kash Patel, discredit the FBI in that specific incident about these investigations. So yeah, it's some bad shit coming down, and it's all really, really going sideways. Okay. Now, word has leaked out, of course, and I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, that America has had multiple spies inside the Vatican, literally trying to figure out what the Pontiff is going to say, what the Pontiff is going to do, you know, who's going to poop on what, or pope on what. Okay. So yeah, I mean, that's just. Listen, if our government has to spy on the fucking Pope for intelligence, we're so fucking far lost as a country, we're fucking hopeless. We're a bunch of hopeless, fucking ignorant motherfuckers, man, if that's the case. I'm just trying to point out. I'm just saying, man. It's crazies. Crazy all around. It really is. Anyway. Yeah. What else we got going down here? Let me see if I can find it. I can't guarantee it. Oh God, man. Oh, somebody ruined pasta and hamburger. Oh God, who ruined that shit? Oh, that's Flea. Okay, that explains it. Sorry. He looks like he's making some jambalaya. Oh man, that does look like some good shit. This is over in the Revolution Radio chat room, if you didn't know. Let's see what else we got going on here. Bump. Let's see. Alan Dershowitz. You know, remember Alan Dershowitz, our buddy Alan? Yeah, our buddy Alan Dershowitz, Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer. He's going off the fucking deep end. He's having hemorrhoid attacks. So fucking, I mean, I'm sorry, but he may stroke out on all this. I mean, anyway, Alan Dershowitz, Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer, who Evelyn Rothschild asked Alan Dershowitz to be Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer. Alan Dershowitz made no bones about it that if Epstein would have told him that he worked for the Mossad, he worked for the CIA and the FBI, that his cases would have been dismissed faster than the 3 days it took for Jesus to get up out of the tomb. But oh my God, man! Listen, Alan Dershowitz is having a oh, nice agents. Oh yeah, sure. Oh God, as I beat your fucking head in. Yeah, and listen, that's police. That's Flippy in the chat room says about Mitch. The reporters would have to call them nice agents. You know what I know? Police are trained today. As they're beating the fuck out of you, even if you're unconscious, they're saying, stop resisting, stop resisting, stop resisting. That's what I know. It's, well, you know, yeah, it's like that. Meanwhile, Alan Dershowitz, yeah, Alan Dershowitz, the Dersh is in the shit. That's what I'll say. The Dersh is in the shit.
The Democratic Party. They are the most anti-Israel, most anti-Semitic, most pro-terrorist, most anti-American party in modern American history. And, you know, Israel is the canary in the mine shaft. And when you turn against Israel and you turn against the Jewish people, you are ultimately turning against America. And I want to see the Republicans control the House, Republicans control the Senate, the Republicans control the presidency. So I have to be honest with myself. I am now a Republican. I never thought I would say that. I've been a Democrat since I was 14 years old. I voted for every Democrat virtually now, and now I'm going to be working very hard to Republicans maintain control of the government of the United States. I am very much against the Democratic Party. They are the most...
Alan is repeated now, but Alan is pissed. Alan is upset about the Democratic Party because Palestine, because, you know, they see the, how would you call it? They see the goy. They see the goy in the system. Oh my God, I said it. They see the goy in the system. Yeah. Fucking nuts, okay? I mean, Alan, you know, you have to understand, you know, that neither Jews or Muslims will admit that they are both supremacist ideologies. No different from what they accused the Aryan race of, blonde-haired, blue eyes, world power, blah blah blah. That's the heart of what Judaism and what Islam is. I mean, they literally these superiority complex religions and political control systems. They're pretty much fucked in the head, in my opinion. But that's me. Ilhan Omar has dissolved her wine company, the wine company that was supposedly worth a $30 million valuation, as Ilhan Omar has made a minor, according to her, a minor mistake in her disclosures, and have now within, just in time to restate her monies, that she is now worth between $18,000 and I believe it was like $110,000. She isn't worth $30 million. She isn't worth all of this other stuff that she claimed she was. And and now the question should be, I mean, the investigation of being worth $30 million after a couple of years. Now, what about an investigation into exactly how in the fuck did that financial statement get in there? What numbers were included, and why now this and why that? Okay, I'm just saying. These people lie out both sides of their mouth, and nobody is taking it to them. Okay. Senator Minority Leader Chucky Schumer ignited an intense political firestorm last Thursday after disparaging the nation's top enforcement agencies on the Senate floor. Yeah, I mean, listen, the Democrats are holding up funding for ICE, okay? It's the only reason they're doing it is because ICE and the Border Patrol are deporting the gerrymandering Democrat bodies that they have put in America so they could steal and rig elections. Okay? That's the truth that nobody wants to say. That's the only reason that they want ICE out. That's the only reason they want the Border Patrol to essentially to do nothing. Okay? Yeah, Schumer's 140 billion figure combines with the newly advanced 70 billion in funding with additional funds previously allocated to ICE and Border Patrol under prior Republican legislation. The reprehensible comments where Schumer said that nobody respects them, the two groups, that nobody respects in this country. Look, fuck Chuck. Okay, Chuck is Chuck wants illegal immigrant bodies in America because they can't win a standard logical moral argument. They have to rig the justice system. Okay, Jerome Corsi over at usawatchdog.com, Greg Hunter's website, has an interview with Jerome Corsi, where Corsi says you got 29 states that refuse to turn over to the Department of Justice their state voter registration databases because they know that they are packed with people that don't exist, illegal immigrants and dead people. These voter rolls are a disgrace to America and the system. Of course, he goes on to say they can go into a computer and they can vote the non-citizen, they can vote existing voters, they can suddenly ask mail-in ballots which are not mailed anywhere. Okay, we've seen all of this in the previous elections, and that Democrats have essentially cheated 6 different ways to Sunday. So yeah, it is wow. It is sheer crazies. So what else we got going on here? Let's see. Bum, ba-dum, bum. Maybe Chuck Schumer could walk the streets of this nation without his security guard. I mean, really. I mean, I don't know why people think they can just lay their hands on everybody that they choose to today. That teenagers and people up into their 30s and 40s and older act like fucking children having a 2-year-old temper tantrum, and they turn around and they strike out at somebody. Those are learned behaviors, okay? That's just the truth that nobody wants to say. They know they can get away with it, so they just do it. The other part of that is, they don't care about 6 months in jail. They already know that they're going to get out on a no bail thing. And they should already know that if they get out on a no bail thing, that their life is in severe danger. Because, all of these people that beat the shit out of people and everything else just out of the blue, I just don't think that they have long for this world in the law of averages of the violence that they put themselves into. So, yeah. I tried to understand this, but I couldn't. I just couldn't understand it, it's wholly asinine. Okay, the Munich Security Conference, where chick man Sarah McBride, a disaster from a Democrat, actually participated in a Munich Security Conference panel. We're exporting our number one export around the world. If it's not bombs and bullets and everything else, guess what? It's trainee men! Yay! We're number one in trainee men exports. Oh, hey, come on.
Will include consequences for women of all backgrounds. Because
women of all
at
backgrounds.
The end of the
You're a dude. You're not a woman. You are a dude. This guy is a fucking clown joke.
should be clear that the consequences of this anti-trans effort, not only out of proximity, but out of intentionality, will include consequences for women of all backgrounds. Because the end of the day,
when he says women of all backgrounds, does he mean women with balls? Because this is a fucking dude. This isn't a woman. And, Donald Trump, what the fuck? You let this guy go represent the United States? I hope not.
transphobia, homophobia, misogyny, and sexism are all rooted in the same prejudice. The belief that one perception at birth should dictate who you are, how you act, what you do, who you love, and how you dress.
No, we don't give a fuck, but you're not gonna groom other fucking children. You're not gonna, because you have a mental fucking illness. Doesn't mean that we, the people, have to fucking deal with it.
And it's why threats toward trans people are threats toward all women. We should be clear that the
listen. Mental fucking illness. Still saying that women with vaginas are the same as women with balls. The truth is, I don't think those women with balls can get fucking pregnated, you dumb motherfucker. God, what the fuck is wrong with people? I mean, they have lost their ever-loving fucking minds. Really. The government and all these people that are literally in this in this sexual dysphoria psychosis is proof that you can turn a fucking human being into a fucking turnip. But some of those turnips go rotten. And, let's be honest, when you look at the percentage of trans school shooters, it's pretty kind of high up there. Okay. Meanwhile, the evidence coming out about the CBS literally hiding the Hunter Biden laptop till after the election. Electioneering, election interference isn't just what is reported, it's what is not reported. And the truth is that our government, or I should say the media, lied. Okay? Here you go. Here's the truth.
A story about the Hunter Biden laptop after the midterm elections in 2022. We commissioned a forensic review. I got a copy of the laptop data. I have it here still. I went to a lot of effort to get the cleanest copy of the laptop data, the same data that was provided to the FBI, because I didn't want to have any professional journalistic risk for CBS News. I wanted this thing to be totally locked down. When we did the story, we did it after the midterms. I argued against that because it was ready before the midterms. And my training is that you should always do the story when it's ready to go. You should.
What do you mean? Whether it's ready to go or not, what they did was they literally played favoritism for the Bidens. Okay. What I would say, what I would point out is that, remember, the intelligence services and the CIA is in complete control of Biden and his campaign.
Not be dictated by the political cycle. Once we got the laptop story on the morning news, I felt that there was so much there that we could still do. For example, content is the emails. But that was going to be a years-long process. So there was no way. So there were a lot of reasons I was told not to do it, not to pursue it.
That's right. You were told not to pursue it because CBS is essentially a Democrat-friendly media outlet. If you see my Facebook page at all, it's called Go On With That Bullshit. All one word, or my name. But what I will tell you is that 80, 90 different reporters were literally in partnership and cooperation with the DNC during the launch for Hillary Clinton's campaign. It really was a massive media affair where groups of reporters were brought in at two different meetings. And for the pre-rollout of Hillary Clinton's campaign, listen, it's literally a dog and a pony show. That what we saw going on and what we saw happen. Okay. So yeah. Let me see this. Send that little note to Crypt Rick. I said hey, back. But anyway, so yeah, just to remember that we do make a difference in this world, and that while people will tell you that you do not. Okay. I'm attempting to, hopefully in the next day or two, I should have this another website up called the Agent Smith files. Essentially, the brainwashing control grid system that has been set up around you, and you never see it. You don't understand it. The psychological the constructs are, let's just say that we are seeing an advancement of these psychological constructs. And this is why I call it the MK Ultra media today instead of just the Mockingbird media, because through the deep saturation of people in their subconscious, in their brains, what we have seen is people literally acting as autotrons, and automatic emotional specific responses. And that is the new style of first brain rinsing and then brain washing, where you literally, you could even call it brain dyeing, where they literally dye a new operating system into the brain piece by piece through algorithms from social media. So, I believe myself, in all honesty, that Donald Trump has been so compromised because of the meetings, briefings, and memos, because he is immersed in a system that has literally found the key to Donald Trump's inner ego, and the keys to Donald Trump's backbone and brain. And they did that by, literally appealing to his super ego that he's got going down. So what else we got going on here? Trump tells aides to U.S. preparing to extend the blockade, but could be open to an interim deal with Iran. Donald Trump already has it stuck in his retarded brain that we can stay in the Persian Gulf and fight Iran as long as we were in Vietnam. It was iconic that Donald Trump invoked Vietnam about in relation to the Iran war and the staying power of the U.S. military. I just think that's the fact is that the United States lost in Vietnam. I don't know if that has if that has rose to the top of Donald Trump's brain yet. I just don't think he quite gets it. So it's idiocracy, craziness, and all the kinds of things that are literally going on today. Hey, I see my friend Michael J has joined us, and I don't see the Winamp player, Michael. So I don't know if we have a break.
I don't either, brother.
Okay. All right. I'm just saying.
What does that mean that it's not up there?
Well, that means that it's either froze or it's not running on the server itself. That is my belief. Now,
It was up and running on Studio A, though.
Yes, I believe it is. But we're not on Studio A. So yeah. Anyway, so we remember, think like a Marine. One word. Improvise. Young man. So anyway, so I'm gonna.
The Army do that too?
I don't know. I really don't know. Did they? I laugh because they always told us that the big difference between the Army and the Marines was the Marines would take more casualties before they would fall back, regroup, and reattack. So I don't, who knows?
Well, I improvised by using the C4 in my Claymore mines in order to cook my food.
Oh well, we did that too, but we weren't supposed to. We did a lot of things that we weren't supposed to. So yeah, but then again, hey, give me a break. We were drinking toxic water at Camp Lejeune. Hey, so I guess everything else went too. I mean, they our lieutenant. Here's a story from the Marines of me. Our lieutenant volunteered us to go out and shoot our 81 mortars to spot for air and shoot a white phosphorus smoke rounds downrange. So then the pilots from Cherry Point could come in and bomb, where the smoke was. Well, the whole battalion got a 96, except for us, because we had to go spot for air because our lieutenant volunteered us. They ran a fire mission on the battalion headquarters, and the guns, the mortar guns, they were going to go 8-round fire for effect. On, I think it was 6 guns. They would have fallen into the bay, into the New River Bay. We didn't have the range. We weren't that crazy, but they were all pointed away from the impact area. And the lieutenant come out of the command post, and he started screaming and hollering, "Hold fire! Hold fire!" I mean,
So are you saying that you guys actually did that intentionally, or were you just mistaken?
Mistaken? No. 180 degree is not a mistake. That's what I'll tell you. Okay? I'm just saying. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So I guess you weren't really pleased with your lieutenant about volunteering you.
No, not really. Yeah, I mean, when they send you out to pick up 40, it's 1980, and they send you out to do a police call and pick up trash that was like from 1940. It's like, oh man, I mean, that lieutenant, his tent fell on him that night.
Oh, it's about time.
His bivouac went down. Yeah, but when I first got to Weapons Company, 1st Battalion, 6 Marines, being a boot newbie. They put me on gun watch, and we were getting ready for this deployment down to do a Carib cruise and practice landing down on Viegas Island off of Puerto Rico. And I'm standing there in the dark. I don't know anybody. I don't even know anybody really in the platoon. I had just got there, and they brought a bunch of people in, so they would be, they would have their total accompaniment of people that they're supposed to have, because normally they're 30 or 40 short. So anyway, this guy, Sergeant, what's his name, Benefield, the sergeant from the company, he was there talking to me, and this guy steps out from the dark, and all I saw was a little glitter of a bar or something on his collar. And we saluted, and he looks and he says, "Sergeant," he says, "where are your men?" He says, "I don't know, sir, but when they shoot better when they come back." And the truth was, they all were out smoking weed, and that. It was that Sergeant Benefield was transferred the next day. The guy that had come up out of the dark was the new battalion executive officer, Major Fallon. So it was quite the kind of crazy experience, I guess.
You guys were wild.
Well, yeah, we did some silly things, but. I really.
At least the Army of the Republic of Vietnam was not feeding you guys marijuana soaked with opium because they liked us,
Yeah. Oh God, my platoon would have been jumping all over that. In all honesty, I'm just saying they kept everybody on so mad on such an edge to go to war literally at any time. And you know, it happens like that. I mean, they came in at 2 o'clock in the morning and turned the lights on, and the gunny looked at me. He says, "Bup, you got to go down the motor pool, pull the Jeep and the trailer, take it up to the armory, and we'll meet you up there." And they literally by 5 or 6 o'clock, the sun was coming up. It's June, so it's pretty early in the day. I'm driving onto the airfield at Cherry Point, North Carolina, backing up into and idling a C-141, and they flew us. They flew us from right there down to Key West, Florida, for the Mariel boat lift. To run.
I jumped
security.
out of a C-141 once.
Oh God!
It was exciting.
Wow. Yeah, those things.
Hey, brother, if we don't have this thing, this whatever that's called, is this program over and we're supposed to start the next one or what?
Yeah, we can. I guess we can. I gotta shut off my Rumble. Hey, everybody, God bless you. Michael J. joined us for a minute, and we'll see you later. Thursday, I hope. God bless. So, yeah.